Evil comes in all shapes and sizes.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
Has anyone seen Pinocchio?
Of course, Disney's classic tale of can't people just tell the truth?
Not in an election year.
Ooh, satire. We, however, are looking at Pinocchio's revenge.
Is that bad things don't always look bad? Sometimes even look good.
Maybe, but being called Pinocchio's revenge is at least a red flag. I mean, what's he getting revenge for?
Let's go, Tybalt! Great adventures await!
We're all owed a bit of vengeance on that one. That's probably it. Maybe that.
Don't move!
Police find a man burying his dead son, but not alone.
What the hell is that? What is that? What the hell have we got here, huh?
Public defender Jennifer is convinced of his innocence.
I believe if given enough time, I can account for my client's whereabouts during at least 2 of the alleged homicides.
Sounds like a strong case.
But your client was never convicted for either of these crimes, was he?
Getting weaker.
An alibi for a murder that your client was never charged with is not valid grounds for an appeal.
That seems fair. One other issue Jennifer has.
I killed my son.
It's stuff like this that's going to hurt your appeal.
But I know you didn't commit those other murders.
Let's just put a pin in you killing your child.
The other children? I murdered them.
Unsurprisingly, he goes to the chair.
And the first time I had a client that I thought was actually innocent.
I know this is a movie about a killer puppet, and even I think he's guilty. Single mom Jennifer is juggling this high-pressure job with taking care of her troubled daughter, who gave a school bully the Mike Tyson special.
Hey, get her off! Get her off!
We don't bite people in this house.
No fair, I bit her at school. Zoe's been having nightmares that I'm sure have nothing to do with the crime scene photos left lying around,
Spoon me.
or the sound of her mom getting it on in the adjoining room. And Jennifer has failed to get Zoe the birthday present she wanted, and so is forced to give her something out of the evidence locker. This is way better than the bloodstained knife you got me last year.
I wish you were a real boy, and I wouldn't be all alone.
Pinocchio does seem to be displaying the characteristics of a real boy. Anyone else got wood? Which Zoe explains.
Pinocchio. He was curious about ladies' bodies.
We all are, but still not cool, Pinocchio.
I tried to explain it to him after he heard you and David in your room.
Awkward. Zoe's favourite toys suddenly turn up damaged. And as for her school bully, she's fine. Zoe, on the other hand,
she claims her puppet pushed one of her classmates in front of a bus.
to this point, we've not seen Pinocchio actually do anything.
Zoe, you shouldn't tell people I talked to you.
Why not?
Because they'll take me away from you, then I'll never get to be a real boy and be your brother.
And as his behaviour evolves, this remains very much Zoe's point of view.
You're the one who slammed the door in his face.
Are you sure?
That's a good moment, right? This comes after Pinocchio apparently puts Jennifer's boyfriend David in hospital. Is he driven by his love for Zoe, or is he just using her?
You are the blue fairy.
What do I have to do?
Cut my strings.
Zoe accedes.
I'm free! Free!
Incidentally, here played by Vern Troyer of Austin Powers fame. To be honest, having his strings cut doesn't seem to change his behaviour in any major way. Maybe he trips up less often. And soon he is visiting David in hospital. Nobody's seeing this? how other people react is kind of a problem.
I want your permission to have Zoe committed.
Let's get this kid in a straitjacket. Incidentally, winning the Dark Corner's Edward Scissorhands Award for, boy, that guy looks like a psychologist.
But will he be all right out there?
Oh yeah, he'll be fine.
I deal with dangerous people every day.
I'm used to making excuses for them.
Your client? He hung him on a meat hook. He tortured him to death with a blowtorch. You know, he even recorded it so he could listen to it and enjoy it again and again.
I definitely buy a mother not wanting to see her child locked up, but after moments like this...
Zoe?
You might adjust your behaviour.
Sophia, Zoe's not going to go to school today, so if you could keep her home and keep an eye on her.
Like not leaving the nanny alone with her. Also, she's suspected of trying to kill one of her schoolmates and actually killing her mum's boyfriend. And yet, the decision not to send her to school seems to be Jennifer's. What the hell have you got to do to get expelled from this school? But now... well, I guess it's not in Zoe's head.
Let me in!
Watch out for that crack in the door. That's probably where the... ah, there it is. Here's the thing. Points for trying, because this is nowhere near as bad as I expected it to be. I quite like the use of the blue fairy and the ambiguity about what's actually going on. Despite a certain amount of woolliness about its themes, it's not badly made. It's just ridiculous. And unlike, for instance, Chucky, it doesn't harness the humour. This is a serious psychological thriller.
Die!
That had me in hysterics. And not just because Zoe has a Boris Johnson doll. And then... but Jennifer has faith in her daughter.
I keep telling you it wasn't her.
Yeah, we've seen the people you think are innocent.
I killed my son.
Doesn't hold a lot of water.
And I'm going to get my daughter out of here no matter how long it takes.
I just don't think it's earned this ending. This is a very serious ending, and for some reason, I'm just not in that headspace. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to pick up a copy of the Dark Corner's horror movie quiz book. What classic children's characters would you like to see turned into horror movies? Let us know in the comments below.